What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for episode 6 of Hit the Books podcast. We're here this week to talk to you about the week 6 of the NFL season, as well as some NHL talk. Looking forward to it with the boys, Tyler Huffnagel, Michael Mackey, and myself, Jesse Cox. Let's get right to it.
What's up, guys? Week 6. Let's go.
Let's get right back to it. Make some money this weekend. Had a good weekend last week. About a push on the team card, 1-0-1. I personally went 1-1. Me and Jesse both went 1-1. Mackey with the big 2-0 weekend. The parlay couldn't hit, but we'll call it a 2-0 weekend on the straight bets.
I'm looking forward to a really good week this week. I'm excited for the NHL season to come back. I'm excited to get some talk in after our NFL talk here. But let's jump right into it with the first game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the Buccaneers favored at -7, money line at -295, and the over-under set at 52.5. You guys got anything good to talk about for this one?
If this was a Sunday 1 o'clock game, I'd say
Bucks -7.
Bucks -7 without a doubt. But it's prime time. It's a night game. It's in Philadelphia. They're going to harass Tom Brady. Eagles +7. I like Bucks to win this game, but it should be a good one.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. I think Eagles could maybe get a lead early on, and that could kind of hinder into the final score of this game, is if they can cover 7 or not. Looking at the over-under, the 52.5, Tampa Bay's defense hasn't looked good this year. Philly, they've been letting up a lot of points, but I don't know. I like Philly +7, but I think this could be a high-scoring game. It's a high total. I'd probably go ahead and take the over on that, though. It's prime time, like you said, Thursday night. I think they can hit the over with Philly +7.
The over has hit 5 out of the last 6 meetings between these clubs. And we have the Eagles are 14-5 straight up in their last 19 games played on a Thursday night, including 6 straight up, 5-1 against the spread in those 6.
All right.
What do you think about this game, Jesse? You had the Eagles last week.
I did have the Eagles last week.
Good hit. I wasn't very confident in
I was
that,
not
but-
confident in that pick at all.
But I'm glad you hit it.
I'm glad you hit it. I liked the Panthers if it was 2.5. But Eagles at 3.5, I can't believe they won.
I love that pick. I saw through the bullshit, and I got the right pick. You know what I'm saying? No, but good pick. I don't know about this game. 7's a tough number. If it was 6.5, I'd be all over it, but it doesn't look like that.
It could move. It looks like it could move in 6.5.
You're
It's
right,
going
you're
towards
right.
6.5.
It is going towards 6.5. If it goes to 6.5, you might have to take the Bucks here. Going into Philadelphia, it's going to be a tough crowd. We were talking about it earlier. Mackey was saying it's going to be a tough crowd. They're ruthless.
It's not easy to go into Philadelphia.
Not at all.
I think I like the over more than either one of the spreads.
Kind of agree with you on that one. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game.
I just don't like this game. Stay away from it.
Yeah.
I'll probably take something because I'm a degenerate, but I don't like anything to bet like right now.
Now that there's hockey on, dude.
Very excited for hockey. Football's on the back burner at this point. Just kidding. All right, let's move forward to the Miami Dolphins at the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have the Miami Dolphins favored at -3, the money line at -184, and the over-under set at 47. With this Florida matchup, the Jags are now at 20 straight losses. The under has hit in 7 of the last 8 games between these clubs. And the Dolphins are 13-5 straight up in their last 18 games as the favorite. 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games played in week 6.
I like the Dolphins here, -3. I saw that stat. It was like games played in London. Huff, what is that?
Yeah, I said it last week. It was the money line favorites are 26-1. Now you can say 21, 6-1 with the Falcons winning last week. The spread was 17-10 for the favorites. Now 18-10. So, yeah, I think I like Miami -3 as well. It's hard to disagree with a trend like that when they're going over there. I don't think the Jaguars are going to have much going for them on offense, really, or defense. That wide receiver, Chenault, does look good, but I don't know. And I like Jacksonville's running back, Robinson.
Yeah, he's good. He's the best part of that team right now.
Yeah,
He
has a lot of upside, but I don't know. That defense can't stop anything. So even with Tua out, I think Dolphins cover 3.
Low scoring game though. I I think the under will hit.
Yeah, I think under 47 for sure.
I agree with that. Dolphins -3 in the under. I think Dolphins might be on my individual card. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see there later. Next game we got is the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. We got the Colts favored at -10. Money line at -480 and the over-under at 43.5. You guys got anything good about this one?
I like the Texans here.
The Texans have been covering all season.
Yeah, they have been. And they looked good last week.
I said last week, I said the Patriots are not the team that deserves 8.5. And when I logged on Sunday, it was 9.5. I was like, no way.
I took Texans.
I didn't bet that game, but
they were winning. I thought they were going to win outright.
Dude, I'll take Texans +10 here. It looks like it's going to go to 10.5. If it goes 10.5, I'd hammer 10.5.
Yeah, well, Colts aren't very good either. I don't know why it's a 10-point spread. See a lot of value in the Texans.
Yeah, +10. Even if it goes to, 10.5's in our favor. I'll take 10.5. All right, and looking into the next game on Sunday, we got the Green Bay Packers visiting the Chicago Bears. The Packers are coming in at -4.5, -205 on the money line, and the over/under sitting at 44.5. Personally, Packers, we had them last week on the team card. They got that push against the Bengals. That was definitely the trap game of the week. We didn't lose money on it, so we can't be mad. But
it should have been. They tried to make it the trap game of the week.
It was that was the most stressful game ever. I swear to God, that game was insane. Watching all that missed field goals and what was there, 5?
5 in a row or something like that.
Oh my God, that was in 3 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
it was insane.
Like an absurd stat.
But I don't know. I like Packers -4.5. Bears looked good last week. They beat the Raiders outright.
Bears didn't look good. Raiders just looked awful.
I'm saying that leads into what I'm going to say here. I think Packers go into Chicago. I think they cover 4.5, and I actually like the over here, 44.5.
The Bears simply just don't play well against the Packers. The Bears are 1-10 straight up in their last 11 games at home versus Green Bay. And the Packers are 18-5 straight up in their last 23 games when playing on the road against Chicago. So they're covering that spread. Looking at Packers -4.5. I'm liking it.
4.5's a weird spread.
It really is. You don't know. I don't know what to think about it.
How many games does someone win by 5?
That's a great question.
Honestly, probably more than you would think. But it's just
what's that score? 26, 21?
Yeah,
that's the only score I can think of that happening. 28,
dude,
23.
Weird things.
All right, I'm thinking about it now.
Weird things happen in games, bro.
23, 20 or 31, 26. All right.
31-26 is a popular one, I feel like.
I think 28, 23 is more popular.
I disagree.
All right.
I have no proof to back that up, so I can't defend my argument. I just think that.
All right, next game we got Chiefs versus Washington football team. Chiefs coming in at -6.5, -275 on the money line, and over/under set at 55.5. We got a high over/under here, obviously with the Chiefs. What do you guys think here?
I don't think the Chiefs cover this
on the road.
I don't.
It's been shifting towards Washington's favor.
Yeah, the line did start at -7. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They need to win games. They're 2-3.
The Chiefs are getting desperate.
It's simply getting to the point where you have to win games, and
whenever the Chiefs I don't know if Mahomes has been in this situation yet, really, with this kind of team. I know he hasn't because they've been 14-2 and 13-3, but I think they have what they need to go into this game and win by 7. It just depends if their defense can hold them to a lead. You know what I mean? That they haven't been able. Their defense hasn't been able to stop anything.
That defense.
It was exposed last week against Buffalo at home in the first half. Me and Jesse had the Chiefs. Mackie liked the Bills. He took them straight up.
Yes, sir.
But I think the Chiefs cover that 6.5 here. I don't have much faith in Washington, but I probably won't be betting this, or unless I do, I will tease it lower. But I don't know. I think either Chiefs at 6.5 is just a tough number.
The Chiefs are 2-13-1 against the spread in their last 16 games. but they're 7-0 against the spread in their last 7 games against Washington.
Yeah, I think Pat Mahomes puts up 45, 50 points this game. Washington is not going to keep up offensively. They have Taylor Heineke. He's not a bad quarterback. He can't put up 40 points in a game.
Yeah,
I think Chiefs cover here.
Yeah, hearing a stat like that, I mean, I like the Chiefs now a little more. 6.5's not looking so bad.
I mean, it's just a touchdown. Think about it against like Philly. They put up 42 points. They just couldn't keep up.
True. This next one I like a lot. We got the Minnesota Vikings going into Carolina.
Huff's game of the week.
Playing the Carolina Panthers. Panthers +1, +102 on the money line. Vikings -120. Pretty even game here. Over-under's 46.5. I'll say right off the bat, I like the Panthers straight up at home. I think the wrong team's favored. They're getting McCaffrey back. I think the Panthers look good all season. I just think I don't have much faith in Minnesota as a team. They're very inconsistent offense and defense. And plus on the road, I just like Carolina to win this game at home.
Yeah, Minnesota's brutal on the road too.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not sure if Gilmore's playing in this game or not. I need to look that up.
I like the Panthers here as well. I think they're at home. They're better at home. Vikings are bad on the road. I don't know why they're not favored here.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make sense much for me. I think the like I said, wrong team's favored. If they want to have a 1-point spread, that's fine. But I think it should be Panthers -120 on the money line. I'll be happy to take it at +102.
I think this is an interesting one, but I'm going to go with the home dog here, the Panthers money line as well.
Yeah, and I'm seeing right here, Stephon Gilmore is expected to be back week 7. I didn't know he had an injury with his quadriceps.
No idea.
Where's your quadriceps on your body?
It's your quad.
It's your quad.
I didn't know that was a word for that. Interesting.
The more you know.
You learn something new every day, right?
Exactly, right? Now you're smarter, huh? All right, next we have the Los Angeles Chargers at the Baltimore Ravens. We got the Ravens favored at -3, money line at -162, and the over/under at 52. You know, we all love saying good teams win, great teams cover. The Chargers are 4-1 against the spread this season and 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games.
Yeah, Chargers were overlooked for a while, and I think that's why their record against the spread is so good. But I still like them here. I think the Ravens are good, but they break down at too many points, so they can't really break down against the Chargers and expect to cover a spread or win a game. I like the Chargers money line +136 here. If you want to be safe about it, take the +3.
I like the Chargers money line too. There's a couple things I'll say about the Ravens. They have won. They're what, 4-1?
They're 4-1.
All right, they've won a game on a 66-yard doink field goal to the Lions, and another game last week. A crazy comeback. A crazy comeback against the Indianapolis Colts on Monday night. The Ravens have shown they can win games. I mean, it's a coin flip on a field goal when it's 66 yards and you got Justin Tucker. I mean, good chances that he's making it if it's inside that. But
also, Justin Tucker is a 99 in Madden now.
Yeah, it was like for a limited time or something, but I don't know. It could still be. I don't know. I haven't played Madden the past couple of days.
That's funny.
But, I mean, yeah, I like the Chargers to win this game, go on the road into Baltimore. I'm not sold on Baltimore yet. Like, when people are saying who are the best teams in the AFC, right now I'm saying Buffalo, no doubt.
I'm still going Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm still taking the Chiefs to beat the Ravens, even if it's in Baltimore in the playoffs.
Yeah. No, I'm not taking anybody against the Chiefs
Exactly.
in the playoffs.
Chiefs are getting in the playoffs. Like, I don't care if they're 2. What are they, 2-3?
2-3.
Fine.
The division is definitely not a given. That division is tough right now.
Yeah.
Chargers are 4-1.
They're last in the division right now.
Yeah, they are.
I'm with you on that one, Huff. I'm not sold on the Ravens either. I think the Chargers are going to take this. +3 gives some security, but maybe sprinkle a little on the money line. I don't think that'd be a terrible idea.
Next up, we got Bengals, Lions. Lions coming in. Bengals coming in at -3.5. -200 on the money line. The over/under at 47.5.
What's your opinion on the Bengals?
They're 5-0 against the spread and straight up in their last 5 games on the road against Detroit.
I like Joey B. I think he's good. I think he has a lot of potential. I just don't think that team around him is good enough, and I don't know how
Their
they're.
offensive line sucks, and their defense.
I mean, like, what a game last week though against the
Yeah.
Packers. They held in every single player.
Did you say
on that
what
team.
a game or won a game?
What a game!
Okay, I was gonna say there's a big difference.
Yeah, every single player on that team held.
It was a good game. I mean, it was a crazy game.
They
but
all held their own. I mean, the offensive line looked good. The defense looked good.
I like
maybe-
Bengals here.
Maybe they're better than I thought. I don't know.
I like Bengals here.
Detroit has so much heart, though. You see, last week
Yeah,
They've had so many heartbreaking losses this year.
That's another thing.
They're a
I'm thinking
team that covers.
they gotta win like sooner or later, right?
Do you like 3.5?
If I'm taking Detroit here, I'm taking their money line.
Nah, no, because Detroit covers spreads. They just lose games.
You're right.
Detroit 3.5.
I won't be touching this game.
I think
but
the Bengals win. It could be a late field goal that wins it.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. 3.5 seems
it's looking like it's going to 4.
right on the line. It might, yeah, it does look like it's moving to 4. And let's move on to our next one. The Los Angeles Rams at the New York Giants. We got the Rams favored at -9.5. And another 1 o'clock game we got going is the Los Angeles Rams at the New York Giants. We got the Rams favored at -9.5. The money line at -480 and the over/under set at 48.5.
Normally the Giants cover, but they do not have Daniel Jones. They do not have Saquon Barkley. They don't have Kenny Galladay. They don't really have anybody else good on their team.
Yeah, I mean they're banged up. You look at the Rams coming into this game; they look like obviously the better team. They're getting favored by 9.5 for a reason. The defense, I think, is going to be able to stop the Giants. All their backups. I'm looking at the list of guys that are out right now. Slayton's questionable. Jabril Peppers questionable. Daniel Jones questionable. Barkley's out. You said, yeah.
Barkley's out at least.
I don't have much faith in the Giants in this game, even getting 9.5. So, give me the Rams. What's the total? 48.5.
Yeah,
I think I like that under.
I don't like over-unders.
I wouldn't bet it. I just like to say it for conversation. I like it to be I think it'll be a low scoring game, but I do think the Rams cover 9.5.
Probably not going to bet on it, but I agree.
Also agree, and that segues us into the Arizona Cardinals at the Cleveland Browns. We have the Browns favored at -3, the money line at -176, and the over/under at 49.5. Huff, what do you think?
I like the Browns at home here. I know the Cardinals are 5-0, undefeated. They're coming into this game at a +3 on the road. I think the Browns get the job done at home by 3 or more, maybe cover that, hopefully. But I think the upside with the Browns right now is the defense, how they've looked last week they didn't look too hot, giving up all those yards, but
That's just
throughout
shootout,
throughout this season, that game was just an absolute shootout, and the offense was able to keep up. I didn't have faith in the Browns offense before that game really, and that showed that Baker and he can keep them in games.
Yeah, I think if you can get this at -3, or if you can even buy a point, get it 2.5, I think the Browns are a lock. But
Yeah, I'd
if
like
it goes any
2.5.
higher to 3.5. It's so possible that this game comes down to a last-second field goal. I mean, Cardinals got to lose at some point.
I would recommend that go to the 2.5. I think it's worth it. It's worth the little bit of the odds payout. You know what
Browns
I mean?
did prove a lot to me last week, though. on the
Yeah, they look
offensive
good.
side.
We had the Chargers. Mackey had the Chargers in his pick. I took the Chargers separately, but I loved the Chargers last week, and that was a crazy game.
Very good game.
Let's keep going with the Las Vegas Raiders at the Denver Broncos. We have the Broncos favored at -3.5, money line at -180, and the over/under at 44.5. Anything good about this one?
The Raiders are in shambles right now.
They lose their coach after all the crazy emails coming out.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and awful game last week. They're just not playing well.
Yeah. With that being said, I think the Raiders come out in this game confident and looking to prove something. Divisional matchup in Mile High, Denver. I don't have too much faith in the Broncos here. I like the Raiders at 3.5. +3.5 to be specific.
I'm surprised it's 3.5. Looks like it's going to move to
3.
3, yeah. So,
What do you like here, Jesse?
I think I like Raiders 3.5 here because I don't think Broncos are going to come out very strong here. 3.5 is a tough.
The only thing Broncos have going for them here is they're at home, obviously, but Raiders look good. Divisional matchup. Even though Gruden just got fired, I like the Raiders plus 3.5.
I like Broncos money line. I'm not touching this game anyway. So
Las Vegas is 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games when playing Denver. Give me Raiders plus 3.5.
All right, next game. We got another 4 o'clock game. We got the Dallas Cowboys going up to Foxborough to play the New England Patriots. Cowboys coming in as a minus 3.5 favorite, a minus 196 on the money line, and 51.5 is going to be set at the total points. Coming into this game, Cowboys, they look good this season so far. Patriots were down to the Texans last week. Texans were a big underdog, 9.5 it closed at, I think. Patriots ended up winning that game by a field goal. Mac Jones looked good. Patriots looked good, but giving up a lot of points, I don't think you can play like that against Dallas, even though it's at home. I like Dallas if you can get them at minus 3.
Dallas is the only undefeated team against the spread left.
I'm gonna ride that.
I'm going to ride that as well.
I think Dallas minus 3.5. It looks like a trap to me because it's like, why are they only 3.5 point favorites? Patriots just got by the Texans by the skin of their teeth. They don't really look too good to me. I think Dallas comes out at least a 10-point win here.
I agree with you there. I'm really excited for this one. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Cowboys are going to come out strong early and just keep it rolling the whole game. That being said, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Pittsburgh Steelers for the Sunday night primetime game. We have the Steelers favored at minus 4.5, money line at minus 220, and the over-under at 42.5. Russell Wilson seems to be out with an injury here, so let's see if these stats hold up. The Seahawks are 12-5 against the spread in their last 17 games when playing as the underdog. On the flip-flop, we have the Steelers are 11-2-1 against the spread and 12-2 straight up in their last 14 games played in October. What are the Seahawks going to do here without Russell Wilson?
Not much.
Yeah, not much. Geno looked good coming into that game last week. I think it just had a lot of hype around him, you know what I mean? Like coming into a game, he got all the adrenaline rush, but he's coming on the road this week. Sunday night game, the lights are on. I mean, I like the Steelers here. I do. I think they come out 4.5. I like the 4.5, honestly. I think Steelers win this game by 6 to 10 points. I don't have much faith in Seattle without Russell Wilson. They got guys like DK Metcalf, but I don't trust Geno Smith to get him the ball, especially with the guys that we have on defense and the Steelers. But weird over-under, 42.5. I feel like that's really low, but it's like the under's favored, so that's what's throwing me off here.
Huff, you are going to this game, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh defense abuses Geno Smith all night. I don't know how I feel about the 4.5. It could be a good game. I think Pittsburgh comes out on top, but I don't like the spread.
And now let's jump into the Monday primetime game, 8 o'clock, Buffalo Bills at the Tennessee Titans. We have the Bills favored at minus 5.5. The money line set at minus 245, and the over-under set at 54.5. The over is 10-3 in Tennessee's last 13 games as the underdog. And the Bills are 13-3 against the spread in their last 16 games. Do we like the high over of 54.5 here? And do you like the Bills?
I actually like the Titans plus 5.5 here.
I was just thinking that, and I don't know why, but I like the Titans
it's
plus 5.
a Monday night game. It's going to be a good one in Tennessee. They're both really good teams. They're going to make it interesting. It's going to be a close game. They're not going to blow them out.
I kind of agree there.
I think the Bills come out on top. I just don't think I don't think it's a slaughter fest like it should be if it was a 1 o'clock game.
What are you thinking, Huff?
I'm thinking too much. I don't know.
I like
It's
Titans.
like
Titans plus
I like the
5.5.
Titans, but the Bills look so good. I just bet against the Bills last week. Do I really want to bet against the Bills 2 weeks in a row? This time in prime time, it'd be my only bet I'd be watching. I don't know if I could do that. Bills. I might tease that game with another one from Sunday.
I think that's a good idea. Keep that rolling with.
I don't like 5.5. It's a weird spread.
It's even worse than 4.5.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the only plus out of that is that the Bills are covered, like somehow because overtime they can still cover. It's the only advantage of that. You know what I mean? All right, and let's get into the picks for the week. On the team card, we're gonna start off with we got the Chargers +3, we got Cowboys -3.5, we got the Packers -4.5. And then our big play of the day, our 2-unit bet, is we're going on the Panthers money line. We like them at home. We're gonna put 2 units on that. And for my individual picks of the week, I like the Chiefs -6.5. And I'm gonna do a 2-leg teaser for you. I'm bringing out the Raiders +3.5. I'm taking it to +9, and I'm taking the Steelers from -4.5 to +1. That's gonna bring the 2-legger to -120. I think there's a lot of value in both of those picks and the team card picks. I'm excited for this weekend.
I like it, Huff. My individual card, I got the Chiefs -6.5, and I got the Dolphins -3. I also did a little parlay if you want to have a little fun. I did Bucks money line -295, the Rams money line -480, Bengals money line -200, and the Bills money line -245. Throw $100, you win $241. So let's ride.
I'm liking both your little special gigs this week, boys. Huff, your teaser at 5.5 points. That's a great move. Mackie, your parlay is looking pretty legit. 241. I'm excited for that. My only individual pick this week is Dolphins -3. I'm riding with Mackie. I'm really excited for that one. I think they're going to take the Jags in London and take care of them.
And stay tuned for the team card on Instagram. I might be adding a couple individual or anytime touchdown scores to my picks as well. None of the odds are posted as to when we're recording right now on a Wednesday, but as we get closer to the week, I might be looking at a couple anytime touchdown scores for this Sunday.
Looking forward to that, and stay tuned for the NHL segment coming up next.
And another thing we're going to start to talk about with the NHL coming back last night, we're going to get into some hockey talk with 3 former hockey players. We definitely have some opinion, and that's something that we're going to look forward to getting into for you guys. You know, when we look at the games last night, we had the Pittsburgh Penguins going down to Tampa Bay, a banged-up Pittsburgh team. Going into Tampa Bay, they were raising the banner last night. Penguins came out; they looked good. They were out without Sid and Gino, Gensel too. I got the Penguins at +1.5 last night in a little parlay with the Vegas money line. Vegas ended up winning outright in a closer game than it should have been with the newly born Seattle Kraken.
They look pretty good.
They did. They came to play the first period. They buried themselves a hole that it was hard to get out of, but
after that, they picked it up. They were looking great. It was fun to watch them. It really was.
Yeah,
it was nice.
And those jerseys are so sick, dude. I love those.
Yeah,
uniforms.
I think they're a little, but
I like them a lot.
They tried a little too hard with them, but
I mean, that's the new team, like the new age type thing. They're going with
nice.
the bright colors. I mean, look at Vegas. Look
what
Vegas is going for, like that metallic gold. Like,
I like Vegas's.
Yeah, but. I mean, back to the Penguins going. I mean, they look good. Tampa Bay, they didn't look too hot last night. Vasilevsky was off his angles. I mean, he only let up really 3 with the 3 empty netters on top of it. But really,
I don't think they looked awful last night. They did not look like they came up winning a cup.
Tampa Bay did not look good. You know, Pens came out flying. I enjoyed watching the Pens last night. The Pens defied some trends last night. Tampa Bay was 5-0 straight up in its last 5 games at home, and 5-0 in its last 5 games when playing at home against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh came right in and they showed them. Great game, great matchup, 6-2. Some empty netters in there. It was a very interesting game. Them pulling the goalie there at 6 minutes and 1 second left. Very interesting move. I think we're going to see that a lot more this season, though. We were talking about it earlier. You guys agree?
Yeah, teams are going to take their chances. I mean, if you're down 3 with 5 minutes left, there's no use waiting until 2 minutes. I mean, the chance of you scoring 3 goals in 2 minutes are not good. But alrighty, and let's look at some of the future bets for the NHL. We're looking at the Stanley Cup 2021-2022, the outright winner, with the favorite coming in as the Colorado Avalanche at +500. The Tampa Bay Lightning looking to three-peat is the second most favorite at +650. Vegas Golden Knights +700, Toronto Maple Leafs +1100, and Boston Bruins rounding out the top 5 at 14-1.
And at 6, not too far behind, you got the Islanders at 15-1. We're each going to give you a little sample of what we think the cup could look like come the end of the playoffs in the NHL. Me personally, I like Vegas coming out of the West. They showed what they can do against Colorado last year. They got Colorado's number, and Colorado loses their goalie to Seattle. I like Vegas. I mean, Vegas lost Fleury, but I like Vegas to come out of the West this year. And personally, I don't know if I can pick out against Tampa Bay, but I don't know. It's so hard to do it twice, let alone 3 times. But give me Vegas versus Tampa Bay.
Not a bad pick. I think I disagree with you on Colorado. I think it's going to come down to Colorado versus Vegas.
Yeah,
obviously.
absolutely. That's going to be the if it lines up that way, that should be the Western Conference Final like it was last year. It was just in the second round.
Yeah, exactly. And then, well, actually, Montreal ended up winning. But
Montreal shouldn't have been in the final. The way those playoffs were last year, that was so stupid how it worked up.
Yeah.
The fact that Vegas and Colorado couldn't play each other to go to the Cup, that was so stupid to me. The NHL missed out on a huge opportunity for that.
And then, so I like Colorado coming out of the West. That'll be a good Western Conference.
I like Colorado. I'm a huge McKinnon fan.
Yeah,
Colorado. I love McKinnon.
I love Colorado. And then I'm gonna go with the Islanders here. I think the Islanders are young, fast.
I was thinking the
Islanders are good, and if they can go on a run.
They
got Parise.
Yeah, I like both of them. I could literally see those are I like Vegas and Colorado's tough. If those two, that I could see that being the conference finals for each series. Last year it was what, Tampa Bay versus Islanders?
It was then.
I could see a rematch. And this year it's going to be Vegas is going to play Colorado again, but this time it's going to be the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I like that. I like it.
And we just each picked 2 completely different teams to win it. That's funny.
I myself think Vegas has a good chance. I'd like to see the Kraken do some damage over there, but they didn't look so strong in that first period, but then coming off they did, so I'm hoping to see better performance out of them to continue. For the Eastern Conference, like you said, Huff, it's tough. I don't think Tampa's going to be doing it a third time. I don't like the Leafs to do it. I don't know if the Bruins can do it. I don't know. All the Eastern Conference teams in those, that top 5 or 6, not impressing me. I'm not sold on any of them.
There's another team that I'm looking at in the Pittsburgh Penguins if they can get hot, and if Tristan, it's shown if they have the team, and if we can get a hot goaltender in the playoffs. I mean, we won back-to-back cups and won in 2009, but that's neither here nor there. I think we could do it again at plus 2,200.
That was such a Pittsburgh thing to say. I'm not over here saying Rangers at plus 2,200 because I know that's not logical.
That's my value pick.
Yeah.
That's his value pick. And that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Hit the Books Podcast. Be sure to check us out on our various social media platforms. Instagram at hitthebooks.pod. Twitter at hitthebooks_pod, website at hitthebookspod.com for all the latest on Hit the Books. And be sure to always study hard.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.